What's up, everyone? This is El Destroyer 229, and welcome back to Let's Play The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. Last time, we began our adventure. We stepped out of the Shrine of Resurrection and became acquainted with an old man who just kind of lives off the land. We managed to, well, cause a bunch of towers to rise up all over Hyrule, as well as activate various shrines that were scattered throughout the land as well. And in order to get off of this plateau, the old man will give us a paraglider if we manage to get to the treasures of the other 3 shrines that are here at the plateau. In this episode, we are off to those other shrines because that is all we can really do right about now. There's not really a whole lot less, well, a whole lot for us to do since we can't really leave the plateau. So we're just gonna climb our way, and I use climb loosely in this specific instance. Climb down here and just make our way on over to the shrines. Now, the closest one would probably be at the Eastern Abbey, but that one's also going to be super dangerous to get to. Well, no time like the present, I suppose. So we'll go ahead and go to that one first, and then go from there. So, not really much else for us to do. Since it is starting to become nighttime, monsters are going to be out in abundance. Since there's really not all too much I can do about them, it's better off if I just kind of stayed away from large groupings of bokoblins. And here we are, we're already here. Now, why am I a bit hesitant? Great. Stalfos, oh geez. Ow. Okay, well, thankfully the head died there, but thankfully, that one also had a bow. So, bow is used with the right trigger. Now, to take down these Stalfos, you have to destroy the head. Where's the head? You can also pick up their arms, which are kind of morbid. And there goes that. Now, since it broke, I also managed to get a critical, but mostly I want to just try to... There we go. Get rid of the heads. Okay, so we managed to get a lot of things there, as well as... Oh, hey, a frog. Which, thankfully, I can actually pick up. These are actually useful for various, they're items that can be used to make potions, and also helpful for side quests. Now, why was it that I was a bit hesitant on coming over here? Also, anytime you see these, examine them. There's usually an item hidden in them. Well, there's, generally speaking... There's a monster here that it wanders around here, or at the very least guards about where the entrance to the shrine is, and one shot will kill you. And that's it. The remnants of a guardian. And there's various ones of these that are scattered about. Now, the blue thing is a weak spot. Good luck trying to get to it, even though it's... Whew. Thankfully, far enough away, it won't notice you. Without any sort of arrows, the bow is kind of useless to us at the moment. So, not really the best thing. We are kind of at the edge of the plateau. Oh! Hello! get this out of here. I could probably use something like this door to take down the Guardian. If I really wanted to. Technically we got to the shrine. The BAIJ shrine. And there's a Korok here. Hey! Cool. I was hoping for, like, some items or a chest or anything. But I'll take a Korok. Even though I'm not going for all the Koroks, it's still helpful to get to some of them. Oh crap, oh crap, oh crap, oh crap, oh crap, 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 crap. Well, plan B. Trying to get back to the place I was before. Thankfully you can climb not every surface, but most surfaces you can climb. Okay, so climb up this moss, we get up here. And thankfully, we can just bypass everything. I didn't expect it to be this simple, actually. I guess when I came here on my first playthrough, I never... Oh, jeez. More Stalfos. Oh. Okay, I got the skull. Good. The bodies are still around, though, because... Crap. As long as one head is around... The body can go to any of the... Or the skull can go on any of the bodies. Okay, and unfortunately, we are also full on weapons. So, there's only a certain number of weapons and things that you can have at any given time. So, in terms of just regular weapons, the most we can carry at the moment are 8. We can also carry 5 bows and 4 shields. So, not really a whole lot. There will be a way to expand these later on down the road. But for right now, I'm just going to drop the tree branch and grab the sword. I don't think... torches are helpful to have just on their own. Everything else, I think I'm fine on. So let's go ahead and examine the shrine. That was a heck of a lot easier than I was expecting that to be. Mostly because I went in the back way. But that's the joy of this game. You can do things however you want as long as you can reach it. I will also be skipping the shrines, like going down and entering them here, but for the purposes of these first few, I also won't be saying that because it's just, for those who set foot in the shrine, I am the name of the shrine. We'll be skipping those once we leave the Great Plateau, but as long as we're here on the plateau, we'll show the first few. Anyway... we have ourselves 2 more runes. The bomb runes. So, we have ourselves 2 different types of bombs. Round bombs and square bombs. So, the bombs have various different, well, attributes. They both just blow up whichever one you go to. But the round ones will be affected by things like gravity and momentum. So you see that it can roll. So let's go ahead and drop it right here and then blow it up. Now, as opposed to the square ones, if you do the square ones, those will mostly just stay in place wherever you threw them. So if you want to roll down to where any sort of enemies are, then you're going to want to use the round ones. If you want something a little bit more contained, the square bombs are what you're going to want to try to use. Also, you can be hurt by the bomb's explosions, so keep that in mind. Also, An example of, ooh, a claymore. An example of various chests that you can find within the shrines themselves. I really don't need a Boko Club. So, I will just equip the, you know, the arm. Why not? And we'll grab us the claymore. The claymore is a two-handed sword, so it's a heavy weapon. So, that's going to be pretty interesting. I'm not really a big fan of the heavy weapons, but, you know, they have their uses. And now we have another thing that we have to blow up. So, get up this, drop it right here, jump down, and boop! Okay, climb up here. No! Damn it. Probably could have made that if I jumped. But I always default to B to jumping, which is always why this game kind of throws me off. But, well, I was gonna say, but we're here. And it's like, no, we are not. So we have any number of different places for us to go. If we stand on this. Whee! We managed to get over to this chest. That has amber. Now we got us a ruby in, oh. Can't believe it actually kind of missed it. We got a ruby in one of the other random chests from before. Those can sell for quite a bit of money, but they're also useful in a few other different ways. Any number of different quests use them. Making some pretty good weapons also usually requires a certain type of gem. So, gems can be a little bit tricky to actually get. Ooh, not quite all of it. Yeah, gems can be kind of rare to actually find, but it's always good to have them on hand. Perfect. Okay, so now what we're gonna want to do is put this ball, actually gonna need it elsewhere. Well, I got another idea. Even though there's a ladder over there. Probably just gonna want to throw this. Good job, Link. Great job. You show that ball. Drop it here. It'll fling on over to the other side. Now that we blew up the obstacles that were in our way. Go ahead and get up here. Actually, what was the point of... Actually, I'm a little confused. Normally, there's a purpose to these things. And I'm not entirely sure what this one's was. I honestly don't know why we needed this. I feel like maybe there was like a bonus thing or something that we could get. But maybe not. Oh, well. Not important. What is important is that we made it to the center here. Your resourcefulness in overcoming this trial speaks to the promise of a hero. In the name of Goddess Hylia, I bestow upon you this spirit orb. The monks do say some unique lines of dialogue. Not really a whole lot, mind you. They're just a couple, like, samples of these sorts of things. And no real reason to show that because it's just him dissipating since we now have his spirit orb. But anyway, let's get back to Hyrule. Okay, now what they want you to do is basically bomb this so that way you can get out. But that's not exactly a good thing to do. Because there's any number of different guardians that are here. Oh! Hey, an EX chest. Awesome! A Nintendo Switch shirt! Awesome! Now I can show off the brand new Nintendo Switch! That has been out for almost 3 years now. Anyway, we've opened that up. I suppose if we really wanted to, we might be able to take down, like, these guardians using bombs. Not really recommended. Guardians are rather hard to take out, even the ones here that are just stationary. Most guardians will not be stationary. Also, you can move chests. So our next goal would probably be the red one over here. But there is something that I want to do that I can probably do if we go back to the original shrine that we first went to last time. The big reason is that because we have magnesis, there are various things that we can get. So if we look down here, we can see that there is a chest in the lake that is down here. We bring it up, we pull it to us, and we can get us an amber. So yeah, there's various things that will also just be kind of hidden in the water. So it's sometimes good to just keep an eye out. And sometimes whenever you see a body of water, kind of just putting magnesis out just so you can see what's down there can be a helpful thing to do. Alright, not much about that, and there's not really much else down here either. But just something I forgot to do briefly. I don't think there's... Well, there's a little bit of a waterway down here. Not exactly anything that I can see, though. It's usually shallow bodies of water that you're gonna want to use this on. But, anyway. Just wanted to go grab those things. For now, let's maybe head on back to BAIJ Shrine. Okay, so now that that little detour is taken care of, let's head on over to the next shrine. So the next shrine is where our red marker is. So first things first, we need to get out of here, which... trying to escape the gaze of the guardians. A little bit, well, tricky. Also, you do want to try to pick up random rocks that are just kind of scattered about. Because you never know where Koroks are gonna be. Koroks can be found in any number of different ways. Sometimes you jump down, sometimes you have to hit targets with a bow, sometimes you just lift up rocks. Sometimes they're just these flowers that are scattering about and you have to get close to it. There's any number of ways that Koroks are hidden. So anything that looks kind of weird or out of place, examine it. There's a good chance that it's a Korok. Okay, but now that it's daytime, now we basically just spent the night just, you know, in that shrine. Let's maybe... Another thing you want to do is kind of keep on the low down. By hitting down on the left stick, it does allow you to crouch, which makes sneaking up on enemies, well, easier. You can tell how much noise we're making by that purple line thing close to our map. That's how much noise that we're making. Alright, so I almost killed one of them. And when you jump out of the way at a right time, you basically activate bullet time. So you can basically... Oh, geez, that one has a bow. You can basically flurry attack them as well. Also, bees. Hello, bees. Well, anyway. I basically kind of scattered, like, any number of things with the bomb. So, that's a little bit of a problem. Oh, geez. Well, we may want to grab this stuff and leave, because we've just started a forest fire. Ooh, an acorn. Yeah, any number of things just kind of blew up when we... Oh, it died out. Well, that's good. Yeah, any number of supplies basically blew up when we exploded those crates. Maybe not the best way of handling that. Also, I don't believe... Yeah, we don't have any arrows still. A little bit of a shame. Oh well. Taking care of bokoblins isn't exactly a very difficult thing to do. But since we still only have 3 hearts, it's best to kind of avoid the larger groupings of bokoblins. Ooh, hey, a hut. Hello? Anyone home? No, I'm just gonna grab this stamella shroom. Mushroom that will be helpful in cooking things that restore stamina. Also peppers. Grab the other one, Link. Or we can just read the old man's diary. So this is where he's actually staying. On this desolate plateau, the only pleasure that brings me comfort is cooking. And today, I outdid myself. Truly, I created the perfect dish. I call it spicy meat and seafood fry. The recipe not only restores health, but it also keeps me warm, even when traveling in the snowy mountains. With this dish on my side, I no longer have the need for that itchy warm doublet. I don't know how I allowed this to happen, but it seems I forgot to write down a very important recipe. I know it contained raw meat and spicy pepper, however, I simply cannot remember what else I used. My age is catching up to me. Sadly, on this lonely plateau, I have only my own knowledge and memory to rely on. Still, if I did find someone who knew the missing ingredient, I would happily reward them with my warm doublet. However, it seems unlikely that such a miraculous wish will ever be fulfilled. Okay, so one of the areas that we are going to is going to be really high up in the mountains, and you can suffer effects. For example, if things are really freaking cold, hello, an arrow, then Link will freeze, and you will begin to lose health. Now, one way to circumvent that is through putting on different clothing. Clothing that matches the weather that you're in. However... Ooh, a pot lid. An impromptu shield. Other ways to do it, though, would be to cook. Now, you can also just spend time camping, like if it's night and the monsters are kind of powerful. You can just rest at a campfire until, well, any certain time of day. However, if we want to cook, gotta put in X and then add in some things. Now, unfortunately, we don't have any meat, so it may actually not be a good idea to try out the old man's recipe. Although we can get that doublet if we manage to, well, get that. I suppose if we talk to him, we might be able to get something. Not entirely sure what else we can use, but there's a pitchfork. So the pitchfork is actually kind of interesting. I'm gonna need to get rid of something. What can I get rid of? I can get rid of a bone. So, the pitchfork is a rather interesting weapon, because it is a stabbing weapon. So rather than going with large swings like the club, which is kind of like a basic sword, or a long swipe like the axe, the pitchfork has a stabbing motion, so it's less damage, but you can just get some quick attacks in with it. I actually really like the stabbing weapons. However, gonna see what I can do. You know, the arm is better than the club. And eventually, yeah. Oh, you can break certain barrels. Let's see. Let's go ahead and try to blow this up. Can't bring that. Unfortunately, nothing was in it. Well, dang. Yeah, I mean, you never know. Sometimes things can be helpful, and sometimes they might not be. Although, I probably should keep the arm, because it does slightly more damage than the club. So, we'll do that. We'll also ignore those bokoblins for now. Oh, hey, there's the old man. Hey, old man, what are you doing over here? Oh, fancy that. So, we meet again. What are you doing here? I thought this tree might make for some good firewood. However, getting a tree to fall exactly where you want it is quite an art. The trick is to turn your hips so they face where you want the tree to land. So, I see you found my axe. Why not help me out and give it a few swings? I'm working up quite a sweat here, but these bones could use a break. I guess we're kind of missing the key ingredient that we need. However, he brings up an interesting point. Now, there are various ways that you can just chop down trees, but the woodcutter's axe is best used for that. Now, you want to be a bit careful, because things may not necessarily land where you want them to. So you saw that I was cutting it in this direction, and the tree fell because that's where the lack of support was. If, say, you swing, like, here, that's where the tree will go. And obviously, things may not necessarily land where you want them to land. You can also cut down smaller trees, and sometimes they'll have korok leaves. These aren't really useful for weapons, but rather are better for creating gusts of wind. These are usually good whenever you're on rafts. However, yeah, I'll drop the bone. Korok leaf is another thing you would kind of want to have for any number of different circumstances. But also, wood! So now we can make our own campfires. Yay! Alright, now we're gonna want to be a little bit careful on this, because you can very easily fall off this log and fall to your death. So, try not to do that. You can also chop trees down with some other weapons. But the woodcutter's axe is the best way to go about that. Alright, a couple of bokoblins. Not really much of a threat. Especially when I can stun them like that. Can't really do that. Oh boy, he's got a stick. Alright, not too big of a deal. And a boko spear. It's just a stick. Really, nothing much to worry about. Also, we are actually at our destination. It's just right above us. So, just gotta find a way to get over there. Although, that certainly looks breakable. And inside is a chest. Chest has 5 fire arrows. Cool. So now we have different arrows. We didn't manage to get a single regular arrow from the old man's hut. But fire arrows, well, they do what they say. They can inflict fire damage and can cause things to burn. Now, where I need is to go up. And that's gonna be a little bit of an issue, if I'm being completely honest. There's something out over that way. Not sure if it's actually magnesis or maybe I can do something about that. But climbing up to this is actually a little bit tricky. You can do it, and I'm gonna go and do it. However, to climb up here, you're gonna want to be careful and try to find any sort of breaks that you can. Jumping can get you a little bit of distance, but that's usually only good if you want to try to get things faster, as opposed to trying to conserve your stamina meter. I'm not entirely sure how good a running start is as well, but a jump, you mostly want to use that, again, if you're trying to save time or if you're just about to run out. Also, mushrooms, which allows you to travel faster. Very good on places like this. That wasn't exactly a good start. Darn it. Darn it. Oh, no, don't really want to do that. That uses up a lot. Not really a good running start on this. Whatever. We can make it. So, just gotta traverse over this way. Grab the mushroom. And break. Yeah, not all places are going to be helpful with ledges. Some places aren't even really going to have many places for you to just sit down and relax in general. Oof. Gonna try to grab these mushrooms. I think we're gonna make it, though. This looks pretty simple enough. Yeah, easily. Okay, so yeah, as long as you take your time, then this isn't really that big of a deal. Just don't abuse jumping, and you'll be fine. Again, jumping covers distances a bit faster, but you overall cover less ground when you do that. It's like, you can let go now, Link. Okay, and it looks like we're at the end. Okay, so let's get up pretty close. And let's jump up. There we go. Save us a little bit of time. And there we go. We have made it to the DAIM Shrine. Perfect. Let's go. Alright, so this is Shrine 3 out of 4. Yes, yes, yes. Hello, DAIM. So now we have Stasis. So let's grab us our rune. And then we can get on with the shrine. So stasis allows us to stop the flow of time for a specific item, or object, I should say. It stops any sort of energy flowing through it for a certain period of time. And then once that time is up, all that energy comes back at once. So for example, if you stop an item and hit it a bunch, it won't go anywhere. But when stasis ends, you can then... It can go very far, very quickly. It can also be used to halt things like that. So that way you can get across. But it only lasts a certain period of time. Now, something like this, we're gonna want to stop those rolling balls. So, let's go. We're not gonna have enough time. So, we stop it. We move out of the way. And it goes. Oh, there's a chest over there. Damn it! Well, that sucked. And we get a shield. Cool. Ah, crap. Okay, let's maybe drop the pot lid. We don't need that. I freaking knew that was gonna happen too. Okay, so we're about to die. I may just die in here. And, ooh, a sludge hammer. Problem when you don't really have many slots to hold things. It can make going through things a bit trickier. I mean, I think we're gonna need the Korok leaf soon. So let's just drop that and grab the sledgehammer. So the sledgehammer, really good for getting things out of the way. Because we can't really push this. So what we're gonna want to do is first stop it. And then hit it a lot with the sledgehammer. And then get the hell out of the way. So that is what happens when you hit items using stasis. They can go flying. Because all that energy is released at once. But now that we're here, let's maybe grab the orb. And maybe, you know, stop dying. Your resourcefulness in overcoming this trial speaks to the promise of a hero. In the name of Goddess Hylia, I bestow upon you this spirit orb. Three down, one to go. And thank goodness that we are healed. Okay, so now that we're out and about, oh jeez. There's another Stalfos right behind me. Oh, hello. Traveler Spear. Not really all too helpful. Okay, stab him, stab that, and we are good to go. Okay, so we have this rock right here, but unfortunately it's just the cliff face. What's also a bit more unfortunate is the fact that going up any higher basically brings us to Mount Hylia, where it's really freaking cold. And we don't really have anything helpful here. So instead, we're going to take a bit of a detour and head back to the Shrine of Resurrection. Now, I'm not sure if we can entirely circumvent this. I feel like we're eventually going to need to utilize, well, cold resistance at some point. But we also need meat if we're gonna want to try that. So, instead, we are going to head on over and go to a bit of a different route. Let's maybe not die right there. We can also just be by the campfire right down there, so that way we don't need to worry about monsters at night. There's also shield surfing, which can get us down slopes faster, but I've never been really good at doing it. Also, there'll be a baked apple here. Okay. So, still need to get to that last shrine. Little plateau right there. I wonder. Nah, doesn't seem like it's anything of importance. Again, you never know where Koroks are gonna be. But anyway, we do have quite a ways to travel if we want to get to that shrine. Because we're going to try to go for the long way, which would be crossing... Oh, no, that's a waterfall. Well, still, I have the Korok leaf, so we can get on... I didn't... Okay, yeah. It's like, wait, I didn't throw it away, did I? But no. We're going to want that Korok leaf in order to cross that river. Until then, though... Maybe throw the right thing. We could open up this chest and get us some more amber. So yeah, you'll notice that there aren't really any rupees. It's almost impossible to find rupees just out in the open. You might be able to find them in chests occasionally, but you're mostly going to be trading for those. Also, gotcha! Firefly. Thankfully, there's no limit to the amount of just materials you can have. Ah, jeez. Freaking Keese. But we have the wing and the eyeball. Again, more monster materials to make potions. There was a third one. Well, there's the wing. Oh well. Let's keep on going then. Late at night. All spooky-like. Ooh, there's a flower over here too. Blue nightshade. So again, there's any number of different things that you can find just by wandering about. You've got that nightshade, you've got these fireflies, which are only out at night. The stamina shrooms are only in certain places. Hello, this is new. Hyrule herb. Good, just general item to use for cooking. Oh, I scared something. It wouldn't necessarily be a bad idea to grab some fireflies. I'm not entirely sure how helpful these things are gonna be. But... doesn't hurt to grab a few. Because otherwise, the only way you can really get these would be through trading. And we're not going to do any trading while we're here on the Great Plateau. I can tell you that much. Nothing lives here except monsters, us, and the old man. But again, I'd like to avoid Bokoblin settlements as much as possible. But if I can grab a firefly, there we go. Alright, that just looks like a bit of a wall. Ooh. I mean, I have to head south eventually. Just finding a good place to go, especially since I'm in the middle of a valley. Oh, no time like the present. Let's go. Not quite what I wanted to do, but it totally worked out in the end. Darn it, again, I always think B is jump. Because in most other games, B is jump. Okay, so there's the edge of the plateau. The shrine, I think, is up that way. Oh, jeez. Get rid of you. Grab this. Grab the nightshade while I'm at it. And a campfire? Huh. Just a random campfire. Alright, cool. Not really much else to do. Yeah, there's the skull. I mean, if I wanted to drop bombs on them, I probably could. But I'm going to avoid direct confrontations with bokoblins. One or two aren't really bad. When you have a whole army of them going after you, that's when things start to get a little bit sketchy. And a keys. Thankfully, keys love to get in low. So you don't necessarily have to shoot them. Oof. And this is what I was talking about earlier, about just sheer cliff faces not really helping. Where there's a will, there's a way. And Link can climb surprisingly a lot with how much that he has. Starting to run low, though. And there's a keys up there. Great. Alright, wait for the last possible moment. And go! Okay. So yeah, if it runs out, then you're kind of tired and can't really do a whole lot until it recovers. Thankfully, it recovers pretty quickly. So not a whole lot to worry about there. And now that it's daytime, I shouldn't have to worry about Keese, at least for a little while. And there goes that butterfly. Great. Go me. But our shrine is right there. Ooh. Okay, I want to get that. But there's also a little outpost right there. And another outpost right there. Man, there are just outposts freaking everywhere. And that's where we reach the cold temperatures. So that's cool. Unfortunately, without any meat, like, I can't actually enter this area without having some sort of protection. So I might have went that whole way for nothing. Missed! Okay, I'm wasting all my arrows because trajectory is hard sometimes. But thankfully, I've got bombs. Okay. Well, this is starting to be bad. Ow. That works. Grab the club. Actually, I'll just stick with the rusty broadsword for now. I won't blow up everything. I'll get rid of you. Ow. Well. Sup? Whew. And usually when there's any sort of outpost, there's usually a chest that any sort of enemies are hiding. Let's see. Oh, I could use the sledgehammer to just break that open. Not sure about this, though. Well, the sledgehammer can break it. Yeah, any sort of hammer or weapons are gonna be super helpful in that instance. And now I've got a lot more arrows. Yeah, so like I said, some items are more so helpful as tools than regular weapons. And an amber. Okay, so what I actually want to do is to utilize something like this. Because that gives me an opportunity to get some cooking done. Okay. So why don't we go with a couple apples, a mushroom, and the spicy pepper. And cook! And that's our first cooking dish. So, we got the spicy simmered fruit. So that restores 4 hearts and gives us 4 minutes of cold resistance. So, pretty nice. Selecting your inventory and then selecting recipe. So that would be under food. So, what do you mean by recipe? Select, that. So yeah, it just shows me what exactly I used to make that. Don't really need to use the baked apple. Let's go ahead and make something else. 2 shrooms there. And then maybe a stamella shroom. Awesome, a mushroom skewer. Aw, man. So super good, especially since it restores 7 hearts, but no resistance. I'll just make the thing that I made earlier. And this is why I didn't put all my peppers in one go. Okay, so looking good, looking fine. It is now daytime. Did not intend for that to rhyme. Man, I'm just on a roll. Anyway, now that we have some form of cold resistance, I think we're probably good to call it a day here. So, next time on Let's Play, The Legend of Zelda, Breath of the Wild. The last shrine that we need to head on over is right over there. We do have a combined total of 8 minutes of cold resistance. So, oh boy. So we're gonna want to be a bit careful. There is that parka if we could convince the old man to give it to us, but that may be a little bit hard to do otherwise. But we do have the capabilities of getting over to that shrine. So, hopefully we'll be able to get to it, and then we can get that old man's paraglider. And then all of Hyrule will be open to us. So until next time, everyone, take care.